Good night, everyone. Once again, welcome back to your girl Nita, straight out of the 242. I'm coming to you tonight with braids. As you know, braids are my thing. I've been wearing braids for the past since pandemic started last year. So it was on and off with the braids. So now the braids are out. And this is my ponytail without the braids. It's my ponytail. Y'all would have saw a video that I previously did showing my hair right after the braids. Right after the braids. But right now, tonight is all about sharing a story. Y'all can check. Like I say, my channel is basically all about biblical stuff. Yeah, God is ahead of my life. So you will find a lot of biblical stuff. If you love God's word and you want to hear a word, just check in my videos and you will find something that you like, something that could be inspirational for you. I also share fun stuff on this channel as well, inspirational stuff, adventures, and stuff about day-to-day life and my lifestyle. So everything in this channel is strictly about me, biblical fun adventures, and the other new stuff that's gonna come, you will know. But tonight, what we're gonna talk about? Sissy wearing no braids today. No, I'm actually easing up off the braids. So, what I'm gonna do next is basically get my hair sewn in. But I want to share a story. I shared some other stuff, personal stuff on this channel. Like I say, this is about me. If you're not from the Bahamas and you're from wherever you are in the world, this is your girl Nita, straight out of the 242. This is pure lifestyle stuff, real life stuff, mind you. I'm not good at this camera presence, but I'm getting there. A girl is getting there. Okay, so tonight we're gonna talk about a journey that I went through in my life. Okay, and it's about being pregnant for someone, and while you were pregnant for someone, you are also okay. Let me get you the story so we could get you guys there. But it's all about pregnancy. When you were pregnant, if you were someone out there who were pregnant and you were actually, and the person that you were pregnant for actually laid their hands on you while you were pregnant. When I say I've been through so much in life, God ain't finished with me. And that's why I say the blessings that God has for me is big. It's big. God give his strongest soldiers the greatest battle. You wondering why you've been through so much and why your battle is so big. Because God knows you are a strong soldier, equipped and ready for battle. Yes. So I want to talk about my journey. I had a video up in this clip, and it talked about how I had a colleague who was, if y'all didn't see my tattoo on my finger, that's it. It hurt, but yeah, tattoo on my finger. The heart supposed to be like brown tattoo, and this other one's supposed to be like a star. It hurt, but okay. What I wanted to talk about, yes, I had something in the description box where I was talking about, I had a co-worker, I shared her story, who was pregnant, but she's pregnant and married. She's not pregnant now, and how her husband literally fight her. Literally was fighting her while she was fighting outside of work, dragging her on the ground and stuff. And, you know, beating her like a man, you know. I mean, I wasn't in that type of state where it was bad like that, you know. But there are a lot of persons out there that went through situations like this. And like I say, it's good to share your story because someone out there may need to hear it. Someone out there may need to hear it. Me, I am not perfect. I'm not perfect. I've been cut with so many situations in life. I've been through so many roads, so many hard times. But God, but God, it was God and it's still God. And it's still God. And that's why when you all hear me stress so much about God on my channel, it's because He is the reason for everything in my life, the progress. Even when I went through hard times, He was there. Even when I went through painful situations, He was there. Like I say in life, sometimes you gotta go through the storm. You gotta go through the storm in order to get where God desires to take you. You know, I'm not ashamed of the situations I went through. It's real life, you know. But I wanted to touch base on my situation. Being pregnant for someone and then they lay hands on you. How would you feel? How did you feel? If it ever happened to you, how did you feel being pregnant for someone and they laid hands on you while you were pregnant for them? Now, if something like that was to happen to you, would you stay in a relationship or would you leave? And as for me, I was pregnant back in 2015. I had my child in 2016. I had my child in 2016. So it had to been either I was almost there to have a baby, so it had to been either in 2015 or late 2015. I was pregnant, and late in my pregnancy, me and my child father just was like having an argument, you know. In any relationship, you would have arguments, you know. Or you may say something that your partner may not like or whatever. But I can't remember as to what it was exactly. But I know we were in an argument. And I was standing up right inside my living room in the same apartment complex that I'm living in. Standing up in the living room, wearing a long blue dress, and I was heavy with my kid. My belly was out there. It was basically, might have been almost time for me to have baby. May not be quite yet. No, I don't think I had my baby shower yet. So it had to been late 2015. And we had an argument, you know, and it was like a whole different person arise that I didn't even knew as I stand up in the front row. And all I knew was when my child father, he took his hand. He took his hand and he has those big hands. You see my hands? My hands may look big, but his hands bigger than these. He took his hands and he slapped me across my face, right here, dead on. Right on this side was where he slapped me across my face, right here, dead eyed. And I was pregnant with his child. That slap had this side of my face hurting. My ass was like, I don't know. And when he did that, I'm heavy with his child. I run into the bedroom. I didn't walk. I run into the bedroom. And I laid on the bed and I cried. I laid on the bed and I cried. I remember the words he said. Something, maybe he was, I don't know, leaving this, that, the next, but he can take care of his child. Yeah, whatever it was. That was the first time he laid hands on me. Mind you, when I was not pregnant for this man, he didn't put his hands on me, huh? You wait till I'm happy for you to put your hands on me, and I could, every time I think about it, it's like I could still feel it right here. And you know what hurts? You know what hurts? Yeah, some may say it's only a slap. If a man, I don't know if any of you ever experienced, if a man slap you in your face, some women got blows from a man, but if a man slap you in your face, you may take nothing off for it, but you being heavy for him with that big belly, imagine if it was not a slap, but you would have hit me somewhere else. Thank God it didn't. But that slap across my face, it's like even now I can still feel it. And when he did that, like I say, I run, not even walk. I run into the room. He exited the place, gone wherever it was that he went. And I laid on the bed and I cried. I laid on the bed and I cried. I laid on the bed and I cried. Listen, me sharing my story. I know that there are persons that may have went through a situation like this. How can you as a man say that you love a woman if you put your hands on her? How could you as a man say you love a woman and you put your hands on her? How could you as a man see a woman pregnant, heavy, big belly, and for you, and you laid your hands on her? It don't matter what type of laying of hands it is. No man that loves a woman would do something like that. And I didn't leave the relationship. I didn't. Wherever he went that day, came back. And you notice, he never once. My little boy is 5. And it happened before him. He's going to be 6. God's will next year. But he's 5. And you be pregnant for basically 9 to 10 months. Because I was pregnant for 10 months. So just say almost basically 6 years ago, he laid his hands on me before I had my child. For him, carrying his child. And I lay on the bed, crying. I was like, wow. Wow. My first time carrying a child full term. Yes, I told you all about my miscarriage in a previous video. If you want to hear about that, you could listen to it. Mind you, the second child that I scared for this same man who I had my son for, we're no longer together. With my first child, I lost my baby before I was 3 months. I wasn't 3 months good yet. It was almost 3 months, but I lost the baby. And within that same year that I lost the baby, I got pregnant again. It was like 5 months apart. But I got pregnant again. May not even be that long. Might have been 4 months. It was like February, March, June. now. I'm trying to say when it was, but yes, I got pregnant right back in the same year for the same person. And my thing about it is, I'm like, look at me in a pregnancy for a man, and he laid his eyes on me and carrying your child, you know. And I remember the words of him saying, oh, it better be a boy. But hey, it was a boy anyhow, regardless. And it don't matter what type of argument you may be in with your mate or your spouse. You should be able to respect a woman as a man. You should be able to respect a woman, never to lay your hands on her. Look at me. I'm not even big in size. I'm a slim built individual. Yes, I love my shape though. My little boy didn't ruin it. I put on like 2 pounds after having him. But he didn't ruin my shape. He just gave me stretch marks. I got stretch marks all over my thighs, my inner thighs, my side. Oh, yes. My little bubbies, they got stretch marks. So this body then stretch up with all kind of marks from having that man child, my child as well. You know? But I'm talking about being pregnant and had, yes, persons who have been in a relationship where they may not have been pregnant and a man lay hands on them. But I'm talking about, how does it feel you carrying someone's child and they lay hands on you? How do you feel, or how would you feel? I laid in that bed and I cried. I cried and cried and cried. It hurt so much, but I cried. I had to stop because I'm carrying a child in me. I'm crying and feeling him move in me. He don't even understand what was going on. And despite my child father putting his hands on me, he never once apologized after this day and said he was sorry. Which made me realize, hey, that was something that you meant to do. And like I say, every time I think about it, it's like I could feel it. Whenever I think back about it, it's like I could feel it. Like I said, I slapped so hard and this man got big hands. It's like my ears was ringing when he slapped my face so hard. I didn't walk in the room. I ran and I cried because I couldn't believe it. You see me standing in front of you, heavy down with your child, and you lay your hands on me. And when I tell you all I've been through so much, I ain't scared to share my story. It's my story. I don't care who. Go and gossip and run with it. Run with it. Yes, I've been through this, you know. And when you look and you see people hating on you, they talking about you, they got this, the next, and they say when they see you prospering and they don't understand the things that you went through in life. That's why I say to myself, I went through so much, and I had to endure it alone, only with the help of the good Lord standing beside me. Me carrying a large child, his first child, my first child. My first child. The full dirt. For him. And he put his hands on me. And never once did I hear, I was sorry. Or I'm sorry. You know? And I never left the relationship. I stayed in the relationship. And then there was the next time after that. He tried to put his hands on me again. We were in the car and I was still pregnant. He tried to put his hand on me again. When he raised his hands up, because I know he already did it before, he already slapped me in my face. I wasn't for that. When he raised his hand up in the car to go hit me again, and I raised my hand. I raised my hand to block him from hitting me. When I did that, he stopped the car. He stopped the car and he got out. And we were like in the mall, around the mall area. He got out and go and walk around the mall. He left me right there in the car. He carried the key. But the car had 2 keys. And the second key always used to be in the car. I looked for it, got the key, started the car, and just drive around the mall until he decided to catch himself, you know. But my thing about it is, You could imagine the women that stay in a relationship with a man. Mind you, it's the second time he tried. The first time he was successful, the second time he wasn't successful because I raised my hand. Ouch. I raised my hands so he couldn't hit me for the second time. But how could you, as a man, say you love a woman, but you will raise your hands at her and knowing that she's heavy, but never once you apologize for this the second time you try to do it, which means if you hate a woman that much, why did you even try to have a kid with me? You know? And some women don't walk away. There may be violence in a relationship and they may not walk away. I didn't mean to walk away because I'm saying now I am happy with this man child. Who can be trying to be with a woman who pregnant? Who can want to be with a woman who have an ex man, young child? I didn't walk away instead. I didn't have it in me to leave. I didn't. The relationship ended. My little boy was 18 months when me and my child father departed. And like I say, I didn't have it in me to walk away. He walked away. And the situation why he walked away, it was like so simple, but I didn't budge because God knew I didn't have it in me to walk away. One day I came home from work. First thing I did when I came home, tidy up the front room. When I went into the room, he was like, Nita, I think MJ Pampers need to change. Yes, my little boy named MJ, named right after him. He gave him all its name, huh? He even allowed me to pick a name to give him, not even a middle name. He said, he's gonna have my first, middle, and last name. Okay. Walk into the room and he was like, Nita, I think MJ Pampers need to change. Me just coming from work. Had a long day. Reach home must be after 6, almost 7. Tidy up the living room, kitchen. Then I reached in the room and changed my clothes. You laying in the bed, you been home all day. And you can say, Nita, you think the baby pampers need to change? I say, well, you been home all day. I just come from work. I just clean on the front room. You can't get up and change his pampers. Oh, and he jump up and flare. Oh, I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired. I'm leaving. Robbie things up. And his mom don't live too far from where I reside. Pack up your things and gone. And I said to the Lord, I said, Lord, if you leave again, and he running behind him. And I'm running behind him. You know? So when he left, I didn't hurt my head over it. I was sad because yes, I have a young kid. But I didn't hurt my head over it. The situation. I didn't. You know? I didn't hurt my head over it. And then back to it now. I be thinking, you know, and as soon as we broke up, I'm trying to jump into my situation, but when we broke up, he now, after someone else decided to say find interest in me, he now used to come and be so nagging and tormented. He used to be coming around constantly making problems and saying how much you love me, this and that, how you want me back, you want your family back. And I'm like, how could you even love me when you put your hands on me? And I say it to you. But in my mind, I was like, how could you even love me when you put your hands on me while I was pregnant with your child and you're gonna do it twice? Now that we split and someone interested, you all of a sudden care. How can you even care when you even never apologize and say, oh, I was sorry for laying my hands on you? And even though he put his hands on me and every day I carry that with me, I was like, wow. I'm hearing people, oh man, hit them or do this and do the next. And I'm saying how it's so wrong and bad when I was a victim of a man who put his hands on me whilst I was pregnant with his child. I don't want it to do it for a second time. How could you love a woman or claim that you love a woman so much when you laid your hands on her? I understand Some men make a mistake putting their hands on a woman and they apologize. But this man never apologized for putting his hands on me while I was carrying his child. And I never allow that situation to cause me allow my son not to have a good relationship with him. This man claimed that he was on my run for 4 years. After we break up, he ain't been in a relationship for that amount of time. Oh, he's been trying to get me back. How? How? You never even apologize for putting your hands on me, but all of a sudden you claim you so love me. How in the world is it possible? And every time I would tell him, try to bring it up and say, oh, how you hurt me when you put your hand on me while I was pregnant. Oh, it's always the next story. He jump and bring the next story over it, the next story over it. Not even just be a man and be like, oh, I apologize. But to God be the glory for the women them out there that are facing stuff like this. Sometimes you gotta walk away because those men that lay hands on you, it sometimes leads to some women that when you see a man start practicing these things by laying their hands on you, it could lead to your death. You as a woman, your body only can take so much. Women have delicate parts on their body, their breasts, other things a man can tamper with where they so powerful. And then you hitting a woman like she's a man. The man slapped me on my face. Bop. So hard. And many times I still think about it and I carry it with me for years. And I say, you know what, today I release that. I release that pain and that hurt. Whether or not you apologize, and I confronted him today. I say, carry that on me for years. Or you claim that you love your son so much. And the thing about it is, my little boy looks so much like his father. 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 He's a young boy, 5 years old, and he looked like his daddy. Now, how his daddy looked today, he looked exactly like his father. And every time I look at him, I see his father. And I'm like, Lord, this is something. You love your son so much, but whilst I was heavy with him, imagine if you didn't hurt me whilst I was carrying him out. Your child that now you profiling you love so much, but while he was in me, I'm the woman carrying him, you beyond from me, and you're trying to do it for a second time, and you never want to apologize. Oh, but you want to tell me, oh, thank you for your son. Only God knows the pain that some women go through with men that they carry children for, who hit on them or whatever. Some people say you would never understand unless you go through a situation, you know, and I can't say the difference, but for me, the hurt of being hit by a man you carrying a child for while pregnant, that's a hurt that you would carry around for a long time. Because you can imagine now being like, oh, I don't want to carry this child no more. Oh, this man is so ungrateful. I'm hearing your child. You know what? Let me end this. Let me try to get rid of this child. It's too late. You can't do those things. But then what? At the end of the day, it's your child too. And yes, I wanted a child. And so it didn't really matter precisely whether or not he was checking for the child. Once I knew my child was okay, when my baby born, the first thing when the nurse then lift him up to me, I said, you okay? You okay? And he was a big boy. When he born, he was 8 pounds, 10.5 ounces. It took me an hour and a half to push him out. I said I was in labor for an hour and a half. I reached 10 centimeters at 11, 11:25 that night. No, that's when I had baby. 11:25 that night. Almost 5 more minutes would have been 11:30. I reached 10 centimeters at 10 p.m. that night when I had him. And I had baby 11:25. So I've been pushing for basically an hour and a half just to get my fat baby out. And I carried him for 10 months, not 9, 36 weeks. I didn't have him. I had him at 40 weeks. And one day, he gone over the 40 weeks. But he was so greedy, he wanted to just stay in there and eat. But I had to carry that baby in my body and make sure I kept myself in perfect health and in perfect strength to make sure that he comes into the world fine and protected. But it was God's grace that kept me, because many nights I would cry and think about how this man laid his hands on me whilst I was carrying his child. But like I say, to God be the glory for great things he has done. Some people will never apologize for the things that they done. And then many times he tried to get back in a relationship with me. I never went back. Because number one, you never even apologize for laying your hand for me. The only thing you would do is skip. You won't just lay your hand on me. I was pregnant. My child was in me. He was in me when you did that. How could you love a woman? How could you love a woman? Or how could you claim you love a woman and she heavy for you and you laid your hands on her and you tried to attempt to do it for a second time? Like I said, I've been through so much, but I give God thanks. You may have been through a situation, and I know it hurt, because that hurt me. Thank God I didn't took no internal bruise to my body. Like, he didn't punch me up or do anything like that. Gee, I give God thanks. In no way it is acceptable for a man to lay hands on a woman. In no way. So you can imagine being pregnant. Before that happened to me, and I would watch videos where men beating up a woman, she pregnant, and doing this, hitting on a woman and she pregnant, slapping her down and she pregnant. And when it happened to me, sometimes I just wonder, like, Lord, why you allow me to go through these things? Like, why? Why, God? But at the end of the day, I know that his love for me is never ending. It's never ending. And I still give him thanks. I trust him for whatever the reason is. I know that it's greatness at the end of the tunnel. And like I say, it's my story. And I wasn't scared to share it with you. This story may touch the life of somebody else out there. You are going through something. Don't feel bad. These things happen to the best of the best people. And even to the people that God loves so much. It happens. But that doesn't mean that God loves us any less. He loves us all the same. And for all of you that are tuning into this channel, if it's your first time, like I say, I'm not professional yet with these videos. But if it's your first time and you like the contents that I bring out and you want to see more, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Help me grow this channel. Help grow this channel with me. Help them become a family of this channel by subscribing, by viewing my videos, by checking out some of my clips. Like I say, we can go all around the world together. Wherever I go, you can go. The important things that I need to share, I'll share with you guys as well. Like I say, I am so thankful for the ones that are subscribed here. If you take the time out even once a week just to view a video, that's great. If you take the time out to share a video, that's even good. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up. But for you ladies out there that have been hit while pregnant, comment, share your story with me. Tell me how you felt. I said today, I released that pain rather than holding it, because I hold it in for so long and the man never apologized. And even today, as I confronted him, he still never apologized and said, oh, he was sorry. You know, but I give God thanks. Some people's heart are so hard they'll never apologize or never admit to their wrong. But you as a man, you claim you are so good as a man. How? When you lay your hands on a woman carrying your child at that. But I give God thanks. In all things, I give God thanks. And don't leave without subscribing. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. Today is actually the what day? I think it's the 6th. I'm not certain. I think it's the 6th of December. It's a merry little Christmas. If, I don't know, I might do a Christmas video where I doing some little decoration or something. I don't know. But basically in here, it's basically still kind of decorated for Christmas. Because basically I don't take my Christmas tree down. My Christmas trees be up all year round. It's stationed in a certain section of the apartment that it can stay up and it looks like a little decoration. So I don't bother taking it down. Only thing I do is add to it. But don't forget, don't leave without subscribing to this channel. Okay? Thank you for tuning in. Bye 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 bye.